Greetings once again, VAC fans. I have here on temporary loan from Thomas Rechtenwald his Hoover High Performance Windtunnel 3 bagless machine in a wonderful, gorgeous red. It's got some silver highlights in it, and even though it might be a little hard to see, those cyclones are actually silvery. They got some dust on them, but I did actually go and blow them out because I did some airflow box tests. And if you're not familiar with this machine, compared to some of the older wind tunnels, especially my Windtunnel Max, it's got this nifty little diverter right here. So that's kind of cool. And I kind of wondered, does this machine have better airflow than my Windtunnel Max? Because the rug plate is very similar, but not exactly the same. So here's the ratings plate. Let's see if I can get that without blinding. There we go. I'm not sure exactly when this one was made. It says series YG12.0, but manufacturing code C17A. If anybody knows exactly what C17A means, let me know. I don't know if that means 2017 or something else. It's kind of a guess. Oh, there's the whole machine. Oh, I do want to zoom in. They definitely made some changes in the handle. And this is just kind of like all rubberized down here. And the switch is, there we go. The switch is just kind of underneath this rubber right here. So it's very soft. This part here is not a hard plastic, but the rest of it is. And we've got different cyclone technology, certainly than the Windtunnel Max. And boy, does it have a long cord. I looked it up, and unless I looked it up wrong, it says the cord's 40 feet. As they say, here's the piece de resistance. Here we have the rug plate. But what I want you to see in particular, on these edges where my Windtunnel Max has some little airflow relief notches here, it's got some little suction relief on this side and this side. This one doesn't. You may or may not be able to see this, but this is completely flat. There's no way for air to get through any of this. It looks like we got I think that's a little damage right there. It's a little bit of a cut. So anyway, this makes a complete and total suction seal to whatever you pointed at. So guess what? This machine has phenomenal airflow. It's the highest airflow I've ever measured for a bagless machine. I just measured it, and with all the filters in there, guess what? 65.7 CFM, so we'll say 66 CFM. And believe it or not, that is a very typical brush roll area. I think it's like 23 or 24 square inches. It's not huge, but it's not tiny either, even though it does look pretty wide. So this thing with 66 CFM compared to my Windtunnel Max is very, very difficult to push on my medium pile carpet. So you're going to see me working up a sweat in order to make this thing work on my thousands of square feet of carpet and bare floors. One thing I definitely do want to mention is the massive improvement in this belt lifter. This one actually works. And what's so nice about it is that when you lift the belt, the brush roll really stops spinning. In my Windtunnel Max, it was actually well known that the brush roll would keep spinning. Now, it might not do this with a perfectly fresh belt, and when it was brand new, say in 2011, that is my Windtunnel Max, not this Windtunnel 3. But I've noticed that this Windtunnel 3, when you push the belt lifter, this brush roll stops. And it doesn't just magically start spinning, however slowly it may be. So, massive improvement with this. Gentlemen, start your cyclones. see if I can show you the vacuum lines. There you go. So it's like every couple of inches. Some people like that, some people hate that. Well, I think judging by the brush roll sounds, might be a little on the rough side. But I wonder what this thing got. So we just finished one floor. Definitely a lot of Rosie, our short-haired boxer's dog hair. And, well, there's something in there. I don't see a whole lot of dust. But you know what? We'll save that for after the first floor when we're all done. But otherwise, seems to be doing well. Oh, there we go. Kind of piles up there in the back. Oh, by the way, Miko, if you're watching this one, I made that stand back in 2014. It's not much to look at, but I couldn't find anything that would hold my TV at the height that I actually wanted. So there's my setup. I've seen yours, now you've seen mine. And Mrs. Vaclab is going to go ahead and finish up the last two rooms. Take it away. What are you doing? What are you doing? All right, here ends the whole house carpet cleaning and maybe a few extras of Thomas Rechtenwald's Hoover Windtunnel 3 high performance. All right, so now let's go down into the lab and check out the dirt. All right, let's check out the dirt. There's a big lump that just came out. All right, that looks like a pretty good haul. Put my hand there. All right, so .47 nozzle CFM. And this is about 66. I think it's like 65.7, so I'll round it to 66. Let's see what we got. Well, you know, and this has very aggressive brush roll. These brush rolls are the same. That is a lot. And I think it's also a lot of carpet. I definitely see this brown stuff here. That's all going to be Rosie hair right there. And we've been very active with her the last few days. So this, I think, is the most amount of overall stuff I've ever picked up, certainly in a bagless. That's really something. Of course, this right here, this light stuff, that's carpet fibers. And it picks up a lot of that. There's a lot of gray in there. Of course, there's human hair. Let's take a look, see if I can separate out, see if I can find what I'm really interested in, which is really the fine dust, as much as I can separate this out. Pull this out. So what I'm really looking for is fine dust. I pull some of that out. Because pulling out the fibers from your carpet isn't necessarily the greatest thing in the world. Oh, carpet fuzz. Yeah, so I guess by the time you actually go and separate out the carpet fuzz, which, I mean, look at that, that's a blob. So you got dog hair and you got carpet fuzz in here. You're looking at, a lot of this is still carpet fuzz. You're looking at about yay much sand, grit, fine dust, so on and so forth. I could keep picking and picking. So that's pretty good. I think that's overall that's some pretty good performance. I'll have to go back and take a look to see if this is a lot better than that, but I think there's about an 18 CFM or so difference between the two. Suction, this one's a little bit higher. This one I think was about 82 at the hose, and I think this one at the hose is probably closer to like 92, so not really a big difference. But that's something. This is definitely difficult to push. Absolutely. So I guess as people across the pond may say, like say Hoover Lux, for example, I feel totally knackered, and I guess so does the wife. She wanted me to pass along that, yes, just those two rooms and her arm definitely hurt a little bit. So this requires a heavy hand. Anyway, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more. Just when you thought the video was over, there's more. This was almost perfectly clean. I didn't wash it, but I blew it out a few hours ago, and it definitely didn't look anything like that. So these cyclones seem to do a pretty good job, but they will get clogged up over time. Plenty of stuff in there, and the coating of dust amazes me.